in the West disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think basketball has buyouts either. I think you're just stuck with it.
Yeah. I don't get like how an athlete can even like how do you even be like that? Like I mean,
Right.
Most athletes are super big competitors. How can you just be like, if I lose, whatever. Like that's
exactly.
Not
well, get to the professional level being like
right.
that. I don't
how do you
understand
get
how
here?
you can get there. Like I get getting a D1 scholarship being like that you can get there on talent probably, but to get to the end, like to the NBA
as the first overall pick on top of it.
I think it's the one and done part of it too. He was a one and doneer, so you don't really know what you have. The kid was 19 when they drafted him, but still, like, how do you get there and get that check and just go, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's saving his money.
Well, whatever. I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Moss won us games. Talking about guys who infamously, only played when they wanted to play.
Right.
I mean, both of these guys. People tell me that Wiggins has an immense amount of talent, as obviously did Moss, natural talent. But I mean, what? I wish he could be more like Moss, more as consistent as Moss.
I think though too, in a foxhole, Moss would have been. Like, he would have fought for it with you in a foxhole. Like, Wiggins would have been, I don't know, digging the other direction. Because I think Moss, when push came to shove, gave his effort.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wiggins doesn't,
First place, in a foxhole, Randy Moss would be hilarious. Absolutely.
Fair. That's fair, yeah. Wiggins would sit there and go,
yeah, exactly.
Guys, what are we going to do, guys? Yeah.
All right. Well, that's more than I wanted to spend on the Wild. That's more on the Wolves. That's more than I budgeted for the Wolves. Let's touch on the Wild here. I mean, Mike, would you rather? Do you want him to? How do you want the rest of the regular season to go here? Loaded question.
This team, I feel like this team is taking years off my life, honestly. Like, they are so stressful to be a fan of. Personally, I would prefer if they just lost and we got a better draft pick.
I agree.
I mean, what really is, getting your butt kicked in the first round. I mean, look at the team. I mean, it really is unbelievable how they pull off some of these games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the roster,
it's not an NHL roster.
No, look at our roster and look at the Capitals. How does that even happen?
Yeah, that's an indictment of the Capitals as much as anything on that night.
Yeah, and I just.
But they seem to do it. They multiple times a season.
That's true.
Like, they're good on the road. They beat good teams on the road. They come home and they couldn't beat Edina High School in the X.
Or Eden Prairie. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah. It's become its own thing now. Like, but the thing that it's become is absolutely absurd. I mean, I noticed in the join the season ticket house or the warming house promo that they're running, no mention of our ice. It's the whole come be with the family for 41 nights a year next year kind of thing.
Family reunion. But here's the deal. You know where I stand with the whole our ice thing. This season went straight down the tubes.
Yep.
The minute they put freaking water from Ralph Engelstad Arena on the Excel Center ice. Game over. It's been done since then.
Do you remember which game that was? Because I would like to look at the schedule since then.
It was in January sometime, so it was right around the Nino trade, all of that. It might have even been Nino's last game. Like, I'm not kidding. That changed things. That cursed the franchise. We are hosed. It's not our ice anymore. It's now North Dakota ice. It's the Midwest ice. And it's ridiculous.
I remember tweeting about it with you. Who was the guy, though? It was don't remember who they were celebrating, but it was a guy who, like a Minnesota guy who played in, or coached in North Dakota. Anyway,
was it Blaze?
It might have been Blaze. Yeah.
I think I was at the game. So.
Anyway, I know. But well, look, that you can't. You have to have a home ice advantage. You have to. Because everybody, the whole world will give you a 500 record on the road every year because you have to have a winning home record, a home ice advantage.
Right.
Like, and they don't just not have a home ice advantage this year. I mean, 15, 16, and 7 at home.
Gross.
That's ridiculous.
I haven't seen him win this year. Now, I share the tickets with 4 people, but I haven't seen him win a game this year. So of my 10 games, I give away probably 6 of them. So I've been to 4 games, haven't seen him win once. Now, that could be luck of the draw, but, I mean, it's awful.
I don't want to hear about gripping the sticks. I mean, I know Bruce can't just blow him up, although I don't know he can't, but I don't want to hear about gripping the sticks. It's not at this point. Not with whatever 2 wins in the last 10 games at home or whatever.
So here's the question: you guys are hockey guys. Like, how does that even happen too? Like, I get the whole Wiggins thing. Wiggins, how do you get to the NBA? How are you a different player at home because your home fans want you to win worse than or whatever the deal is. Like, if there's more pressure at home. How does that change you as a hockey player?
I always thought that the breakdown was that at home you wanted to entertain your home fans, and on the road you didn't care, and so you could just sort of play the simple, gritty, ugly, more defensive, whatever type game that it is, that your style is on the road. But that it was sort of that nebulous.
So you can't be boring at home.
Right. You're right. You want to put on the show at home. Mike, what do you think about that?
Yeah, my thoughts are the exact same. They feel like they have to perform well. There's more pressure on them. They want to, make it look pretty. They don't want to make it boring for the fans. So they're just going away from what they do best, trying to put on a show, and it's costing more losses. At least that's the theory.
I mean, they're clearly an under-talented team in general, and now specifically right now, this roster is under-talented without Dumba, without Parisi, without you trade without Niederreiter, without Granlund, without even Coyle. The Coyle trade right now is currently making us less talented. So I mean, this is the classic. You don't have enough talent to win a talent alone team, and if that's their mentality at home, even a little bit, you can see how that gets them, sort of behind the 8 ball. But
well, then maybe as fans, we need to make our objective a little more clear. Like, I would rather see you win. That is more entertaining to me, than seeing highlight reel goals. It just is. Like, to be fair, I could see a highlight reel goal from Ovechkin. I've seen it a bunch of times at the X. But just win the game. Like, I'll get the highlight reel from him, and then you guys win the game. I don't know.
So about a month ago, granted, I've never talked to the Minnesota Wild salespeople. And about a month ago, just out of nowhere, I got a call from somebody trying to get me to sign up for season tickets. Like, I've never talked to them ever before. I don't even know how they got my number, if it's from when I bought tickets one time.
Well, they're running into a tax law issue, too, because, like, we're not renewing our season tickets, and it's not because I'm frustrated with the Wild. It's because they're no longer a write-off. So the new tax law, you can't write off meals and entertainment like you could before. So they're no longer a write-off for us. Even for like my staff and that kind of thing, I can't buy them and give them to my staff and still write them off. Like, it just doesn't work that way anymore. So,
Mike, what was their pitch?
Their pitch was, their biggest thing was, we have all kinds of different packages we can sign you up for, anywhere from the regular season down to like 10 game. They have like 5 different packages for it. I was going to be like, yeah, maybe when you guys start performing at home. But no, I just said maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, God, that's a tough job these days.
It is really tough. I'm sure our guy, poor guy, like he's a great guy, really helpful, but it's just tough. Like it's a perfect storm. You have the new tax code, and your team stinks at home, and they're not going to make the playoffs. And you've raised prices the last 3 years,
right?
So, I mean.
So I'm gonna hope that Parisi takes his time. Like if this is any kind of injury that isn't like a bruise, even if it is, like take your time, dude. First place, there's 3 weeks off. There's 3 days off between the Nashville game tomorrow, we're recording here Sunday night, and the Vegas game on Friday. So don't hurry back for Nashville with that kind of time off. And in the second place, don't hurry back at all. Like. I'd rather have him be completely healthy going into next season again than come back and be at 75% and maybe get hurt again to help a failing team. A team that's going nowhere. That's just stupid.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I hope he's just takes his time and is out for. Personally, I hope he's out for a little while, because I'd rather try and get a higher draft pick. I mean, the highest I think we could get right now after those couple games is probably like 9th.
Okay.
So I got in a debate with somebody on Twitter. Question for you. So there's this kid in the U.S. National Development Team. He's probably gonna. I don't think he's top 10. He's not a center. He's a right wing. So if the centers are gone, I've kind of looked at him, but he's small. He's like 5'7". But
is he 16?
No, his name's Cole Caulfield.
Okay.
He's 52 goals in 52 games.
Whoa.
There's a lot of comparisons to him, and he's very similar to Alex DeBrincat. From the Blackhawks, who right now is sitting on like 39 goals. So I know it's kind of back and forth. It's the size issue, but he's just an absolute pure sniper scorer. And for me, I'm willing to take the risk to try and get somebody like that can actually just all they do is score. When we have nobody that we can continuously count on, other than maybe when Kaprizov comes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that if they're, I mean, do you draft need or do you draft best available, right? But
yeah,
I mean, clearly the biggest need is scoring. I mean, it's got to be. It's always still just been too hard for them to score. They're just such an inefficient team when it comes to producing points. So, we get there and the big centers are off the board, then I don't have a problem. I mean, like, I don't think look at the Goudreau. You don't have to be huge anymore if you've got elite skill.
Yeah, Spurgeon.
Right.
I mean, I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want him to get talent. Like, I want him scoring. I don't care if it's a two-way player. We need people that can put the puck in the net, because honestly, I think Cunning's going to be our two-way guy.
Yeah, he's Koivu.
Yeah, he's going to be Koivu. Hopefully with a little more offensive upside, but not much probably. And you need a Koivu. You need a shutdown center, so that's good. But we need skill. Like you don't need the two-way guys constantly drafting the safe pick. Oh, he's going to be a really good third liner. Okay. We got a team of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think should... So, Koivu's got, 1 year left?
I've got that here somewhere. Hold on, I can tell you if it loads. But after this season, it's 1 more year.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Who do you think they should give? Who do you think they should make captain, assuming he's not back? Do you think they give it to one of the kids, or do they just